Whew, man, how do you even work this thing anymore? I think I'm gonna vlog today. It's been a long time since I vlogged. I was about to go hit an AM training session, which we'll talk about in a minute, but the lawnmowers are here, and every freaking time I go to record a video, they're always here. So I'm gonna chug some pre-workout, wait about 20-30 minutes, they should be done, and then we'll head into Garage de la Swole. I'll explain what we're doing, kind of just what's been going on, a little bit more personal with the vlog, and we're gonna hit a good lift. So just finished the hypertrophy, I guess, macro. So I did 2 mesos, 2 deloads. This is actually a deload week, but I'm itching to train. So I'm running usually in the morning. I wake up, build that habit where I just get my shoes on and I go for the run. Those are different intensities depending on the day, but usually I'm running 4 to 5 days per week. And then I train around 5 p.m. So I work once I'm done my run, basically till 3:30, have a little bit of a break, and then I'll train. Now heading into the strength phase, I'm probably going to train 4 days per week. And I've been trying to come up with a new program style utilizing block periodization, and then maybe also some concurrent type stuff with a little bit of max effort and dynamic effort work. So it's a lot, but I'm just trying to experiment, and I'll explain the whole program in a whole separate programming video. That's going to be what I'm utilizing in my strength training, which, like I said, 4 days per week, which I'll probably run on my off days or just do walks on the training days. Now, the other thing is, if you guys know who Tom Haviland is, I've been following him for a while, love his stuff, and I've been picking his brain on how I can still incorporate maybe some of those odd object lifts, which is what I'm going to do today, and how he periodizes those lifts in with his regular programming. So what it's going to look like is I'll do the run in the AM or walk, then I'll have breakfast, and then from there I'm going to do what you're about to see, which is just going to be working up to, you know, a heavy single set or around like an RPE, probably 6 or 7. So it's not screwing up my PM sessions when I have them, but it's still allowing me to get movement in, you know, have some blood flow to the muscles, kind of scratch that itch of wanting to go heavy and do something different. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'll warm up first, kind of talk about some other things going on. And then today we'll just be working up to that heavy set, which I'll explain once we get in there. But let's chug this and let's go to Garage de la Swole. Let's say hi to Leo. You guys remember Leo? It's Mr. Leo. Always has his tongue stuck out, but I love him. And then we have, of course, the Mr. Zeke. What's up, big dog? You sleeping? You sleeping? This Garage de la Swole. Be putting out a more in-depth garage gym tour. However, today I saw on Tom Haviland Instagram, it's kind of where I've been drawing some of this inspiration. Over time, I'll make my own creative ideas, but I just wanted to try to mimic some of the things that he does. And I'm going to do a sandbag to shoulder, then I'm going to walk 3 or 4 steps, squat a rep, walk 3 or 4 steps, squat a rep, and I'll probably do maybe about 4 or 5 squats per shoulder. And like I said, we'll just work up to like 1 set where it's around RPE 6 or 7. Try not to be an idiot. Go 2 balls to the walls. It's about 95 degrees out. It's humid. It's disgusting. But, you know, get my steps in, get some blood flow, a little bit of recovery work here and there. So I'll warm up, start playing with some sandbags, and then we'll start crushing these walks. Interested to see. My sandbags go up to 350 right now. So I don't know if we'll even touch that weight, but it should be fun nonetheless. And that's kind of the whole point of this. I'm deloading, so I don't want to kill myself, but I'm a meathead, and you know, I like getting after it a bit and challenging myself with new things. So it's been fun to play around, get back into strength training. Slowly, I'm just building graded exposure to, you know, heavier lifts, putting a little bit more on my ligaments and joints. But I think kind of having that maintenance phase, which I did for about a year, really maybe felt like a step back, but it put me 3 steps forward in terms of where I can go with my forward progress in my strength training. All right, so we got a bells of steel, 2 Cerberus bags, 50, 100, 125. I'll just kind of work a little bit of picks and just kind of loosen my legs up a bit. Lightweight, as you can see, heart rate's up. So just getting extra work in, building that work capacity. One of the things that's nice about strongman and this kind of stuff, especially at a garage gym, there's a lot of just moving crap around. You know, loading bars, taking weights off, getting out implements. So you can increase your GPP by just simply finding it in other places than the working sets too. Did 2 sets, 200-pound bag, just trying to get used to the stability. Obviously I'm dripping sweat, like I said, hot as balls out here, but can definitely feel that in the whole just anterior and posterior chain, just trying to fight that upright position. So feeling in my back, my abs, you know, obviously your shoulders and stuff like that. I'm trying not to use 2 hands on the bag, just trying to keep it 1 hand on the bag. But man, working some weaknesses, and I really dig it. It's just fun, you know, it's just fun to get out here, play with some freaking sandbags. Hopefully the algorithm picks this video up because I'm apparently the sandbag YouTube star. But yeah, now we're gonna try 250, 250. If I can get the 300-pound bag, that would be nuts. The struggle will definitely be getting to my shoulder, and then the squat with the stability, but we'll keep screwing around with it and see what happens. You also get some extra sandbag runs in there for when you don't want to walk it back. We just got to carry it back. got the 300-pound Cerberus bag. I actually just did a set totally. Oh crap. Hold on. See, I haven't done this in a while. But I actually did a set with it, forgot to record it, which only means that I have to do it again, because if I say it, you don't believe me, and then I have to prove it. So I'm gonna hit this. This is gonna be my left side, the harder side. So let's send a big prayer to the guy upstairs that I don't die. All right, so on the offside, it's definitely awkward trying to get it to my shoulder. Squats are feeling pretty good. The right side is where I have the rotator cuff tear. So just the bag kind of putting pressure on that. Bothers it a little bit, but it's manageable. But one thing I want to talk about is sandbags. A lot of people are always like, you know, where do I put sandbags? How do I get better at them? There's a couple different ways you can do it, but I actually put on my thread how oftentimes people that want to get better at something specific, it's usually towards the end of their week or the end of their training, where I would suggest flipping that. Put it in the beginning of the week, one of the first movements you do, and that's gonna help you push as much as you need to improve that lift. You're gonna be fresh, typically, because a lot of people take Saturday, Sunday off or have a rest day or two, and they can put all their focus and energy into that. One thing I like doing, even if you maybe are deadlifting or squatting, is use some bag loads or extensions just to kind of warm up the body so you're getting technical proficiency in the lift. You're probably going to make some strength adaptations to it, then you're primed and you're warmed up prior to those main movers. Because in all honesty, if you're deadlifting, you know, I don't know, 400 or 500 pounds, if you're working with a 200 to 300 pound bag, that's going to warm you up properly. It's not going to destroy you too much. Don't do a crazy amount of volume with it, but once you're warm, get a couple sets in, 2 or 3 reps, and then head to your main mover. All right, so I did the 300 on my right and my left shoulder. Like I said, left shoulder was way worse. Next jump up is 350. I do not think I'll be able to get this for a full set, but I want to try to at least lap it, maybe shoulder it. That'd be great, and I'll probably call it quits there, and then just do a couple little bit of accessory movements, and then kind of talk about some other things going on in relation to my hormones, kind of what I'm doing now, being totally transparent with you guys, and that'll be it for this vlog. But it's just fun getting back on the vlogs. I have to get better at them, obviously. I used to put a lot of time and effort into these things, but hey, it's content. We're back. I'm fired up. This is hella fun. So let's see if I can do this without blowing out my rectum. It seems that I've met my maker. Damn, I think it's just the length. That burrito is excessively long, very challenging. The max I ever did was a 420 sandbag at Juji's. Definitely not the man I once was, but this is fun. I get to get out here, get sweaty, beautiful, blistering hot day, and just get better. So, gives me a goal. Hello, Mr. Yellow Jacket. If you sting me, you will die, and I will survive. But death is certain for us all. So 350 did not work, but it's gonna be a goal for the future. and I will have to put all those sandbags back. That's what I enjoy about it, right? Getting extra activity, steps, a little bit of rep work, so it's fun. Whew, gotta sit down, I'm sweating my balls off. But before I put the sandbags away, maybe do a little bit of accessory exercises, wanted to talk about what's been going on with my health. So for the last year, I was feeling like crap. I mean, like really bad. And it wasn't making much sense to me at the time. But my energy was absolutely tanked. And I'm talking like I'd wake up at 6:30, and by 10 a.m., I could fall asleep for another 4 or 5 hours. And then when I'd wake up, wasn't feeling recovered. On top of that, my training just sucked. Like I felt like I wasn't getting a stimulus. My weights were going down, all that kind of crap. And on top of that, just not motivated. And obviously, doing what I do, you have to be a motivated individual. I've always been a high drive kind of guy, high performance, etc. So I was kind of waiting for it to start changing, but it didn't. So then finally I just went to my doctor and I want to get my blood work done. So I got a regular comprehensive blood panel. And then from there, I went and got my hormones checked. And the last time I got my testosterone checked, it was right around 500. And my free test was around like 15 or 20. Can't remember off the top of my head, but those are the rough numbers. So when I got the results back, I was expecting it to maybe a little bit lower. However, it was a way lower, and my total testosterone was like 120, and my free test was under 5, which is not good. And by no means am I a doctor. I'm not trying to, promote or talk about this in any sort of way other than educational and anecdotally for me. Obviously, here's my disclaimer, talk to your doctor, all that kind of crap. I'm just being real and transparent. And some people, depending on what they want to do, will either ride it out until their levels start going back up. But for me, I just didn't want to do that. So I ended up getting on TRT. So I'm doing 200 milligrams a week. And it's been about 3 weeks going on week 4. I'm starting to see a little bit of energy increase, which is good. The weights are feeling a little bit better. Training's feeling a little bit better. So I think we're on a upward trajectory, but it's going to take months for me to actually, see the full benefits of it, see if the dosage is right for me, etc. And I'll learn that by getting continual blood work. But if you guys watch the Dave Table Talk podcast, every time I'm there, and really on any podcast, I just kind of pour my heart out, and I'm always transparent with everybody. But it's very important for you guys, whether you're on PEDs or not, just to get your blood work done. Okay, it's just a snapshot to see where your health's at, and you can start tracking that stuff long term. Anywhere from annually to twice a year is a good recommendation probably to start. And that's just gonna help you kind of see what's going on underneath the hood. And over time be able to change some things with your lifestyle, or if you do go down the route with a doctor, they'll be able to help you under medical supervision. By no means am I trying to promote or condone PEDs or TRT. Obviously, in the past, I've done PEDs, and I thought I was using a conservative amount because as extreme as I am, I'm also scared to death of pushing things too far. So it's this weird fine line for me. And like I said, I thought I was doing conservative amounts, and it wasn't that long of a time that I was using PEDs, but it did have some pretty adverse effects on my health, and ultimately tanked me into a pretty bad position. So, just kind of a wake-up call, 30 years old, and I don't know if it's when you hit 30 or somewhere between that 30 and 40 range that you start to think about things a little bit differently. And obviously, I'm an extreme meathead, but now I do have kind of that voice of reason in the back of my head that, being a meathead's not everything, and I want to be around for the long haul, take care of my family, my friends, kids, all that kind of stuff. Just trying to get back to baseline and just feel good, feel better. And to a lot of people, that could help you. Other people, there are tons of other interventions you can do with your lifestyle, whether that's training, nutrition, sleep, recovery protocols, all sorts of things. So, figure out what works best for you, be smart about it. And like I said, just for the record, get your stuff checked out and make sure that you are doing some sort of training, making sure that you're taking care of your heart by doing your cardio, eating micro dense or nutrient dense foods, getting good sleep quality, taking care of your mental and emotional health, because it is all holistic. And I want you guys to be around with me, and I want to be around with you. So that's my little spiel. That's me just being transparent and honest with you guys. Now I got to move these damn sandbags back and we'll probably do like 1 or 2 accessory movements, kind of just to work on maybe some weaknesses or take care of my body. So we're ready to go for the strength block. Little bonus round there. Nice way to finish off the posterior chain. Oh, yes. All right, so for accessories, we are gonna do some hanging knees to chest. I like doing these, especially after a lot of that spinal loading of the sandbag, kind of just get some decompression out of the lower body there. Also, weak area I gotta work on is gonna be my core, so doing sets of 15 on those. From there, I did an overhead kettlebell walk. So I've just been trying to rehab this rotator cuff tear. It's been getting better over the last couple months, but throwing in something like this just helps with stability of the shoulder and just kind of working those little muscles to just get them strong and supportive while healing from this injury. And then lastly, just some pull-ups. So pull-ups are good, haven't done a lot of them, but they're minimal with the fatigue. So, you know, on a deload, I don't want anything too crazy or too heavy, so sticking with body weight sometimes is a good option. And just kind of working the back, getting a good stretch of the lats, and that's about it. So I just did 3 rounds of that, worked in a giant set. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned a couple things or just got some time to connect with you with this vlog format. So if you guys want to support the channel, obviously like the video, subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. And then on top of that, like always, we have programs that are available on the website. There's the training app with a ton of programs on there. And then there are also one-on-one programming. All you have to do is shoot me an email or a DM at Szatstrength, and we'll get a conversation going. Lastly, have the Patreon, a lot of behind the scenes content on there exclusively for the patrons. Lots of cool stuff coming out in the future, so check it out. Link is all down below for all that cool stuff. But appreciate you guys, and until next time, stay a lean, mean, strength, health machine, and I'll see you next time. Peace.